Qmall, the first metaverse exchange, has been going on a tear in the last few weeks, really trending. But what's the price action doing, and what should you be really aware of short term, medium term, and long term? Well, that's what we're going to cover in today's video. So like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. Been featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies, but now exclusive on cryptocurrency. So let's dive into Qmall. First metaverse exchange. The Qmall exchange will launch its own metaverse before the end of this year. Now, this was one of the IDOs we got into earlier in the year. I think it was, let's just check the date. This is on CoinGecko. We're looking at the price action. Obviously, we had this nice tear, so we're going to look at today. I think it launched in February. Yeah, February. Had a big correction, and now it's got some nice moves to the upside. You know, it's still a young project. You know, the market cap is less than 20 million. The trading volume is less than 1 million. So we want to take that really into account. A few other pieces of information. We're really just going to look at the technicals now. We're just going to dive into the technicals. So this is what we're looking at. Qmall, this is the price action as of today, and this is what I see. Now, if you've been watching my stuff, you know that one of the most powerful ways of reading the markets is 5s and 3s. If you can count to 5, you can read the markets. And if you count 3, you can read the markets. Because all of the buying and selling behavior, especially with young projects and medium-sized projects and large caps, is speculation. The psychological mood of buying and selling. Right? There's buying and selling behavior happening all of the time, and we can be 2 steps ahead of seeing when is the best time to buy and when's the best time to be taking profits. So with Qmall, it's a young project. However, it's been forming some nice patterns. So we had this IDO, it did a nice drive to the upside, a nice correction. It went into a complex sideways correction, and then as of April 14th, it started to really pump, really pump, and making all-time new highs. But what does this look like? And is there a chart pattern forming? So this is what I see. Doesn't mean it's going to hold, but I'm taking profits based on this, you know, because there's a vesting schedule. And this is what you'll see with IDOs. IDO is not a short-term game. You know, you got vesting schedules. Often the vesting schedule is 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, sometimes 18 months. And you need to plan and factor that in. So often it's quite annoying when you see a token really go up and your 90% of your tokens are vested, as in they're locked. And then you see this big correction and you just got to hold on and wait. But then eventually, if it's a good project, you'll see the price action. The money finds the project and it will drive. And that's what's happened with Qmall. So what we're going to look at today is, are we seeing a textbook, wave 1, wave 2, what looks like a wave 3 has just formed? We should anticipate a profit-taking wave called wave 4, which should not trade into the range of wave 1. It's an Elliott wave rule. By the way, if you want to learn about Elliott waves, what I'm talking about over here, take my free Elliott wave and Fibonacci masterclass. Is in the link below, where I cover the 3 key rules, one of which is wave 4 should not trade into the range of wave 1. And that's valuable information because it tells us what the market should do and shouldn't do based on human psychology. And if it invalidates the count, then we can really get an accurate viewpoint of what is the psychological mood of the price action. And that can give us a massive edge on what's likely to occur next. So it looks like a wave 4 is likely to unfold. That's what we're going to focus on today. And then a wave 5. And then after a wave 5, you'll typically get a B, C correction to the downside. So now, there's 2 things I want to do here with Qmall. One of my students on a live workshop, we normally do live workshops for my private Telegram community. If you bought one of my courses, you'll get an invite to my private Telegram. And on the weekends, we do a live workshop, and you can literally ask me, what do you think of this coin? And one of my students asked me about Qmall. And I was like, well, I'm glad he asked me, because I was in the IDO and just waiting patiently, just looking at candles. And this is what we covered. And what I said to the students on Saturday was, we want to be really aware that the market looks like it's done a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. on a microwave count. I'm just going to change it to a micro. Right, so you can see that yet. So wave threes, more often than not, break down to 5 waves. And we can see a nice impulsive wave structure of higher highs and higher lows. Got higher highs and higher lows. What are you talking about, Jiggy? I'm new to trading. Talk English. All right, higher highs and higher lows without the lows overlapping into the former high. You see, it doesn't overlap into this region over here. Now, more often than not, wave threes are the impulsive wave, as in like it's the longest wave. But the rule is wave three cannot be the shortest. And I've measured this already. It's longer than wave one. So wave 1, 3, and 5, wave 3 cannot be the shortest. And that gives us a massive clue. So here it looks like the wave 5 is the impulsive wave, the extended wave. Now, I've also measured, just so you know what this green line is, I've measured this wave, what looks like a wave 1, and I projected it from over here and projected the ratio 1.618. And it's giving me the price target of 1.22 as a typical wave 3 zone. And you can see Qmall has just tagged that as a closing price. So that's a typical common price zone for a wave 3. So I like to take profits at wave 3s, right? And one of the challenges when we're looking at low caps, they don't have that much market information. There's not that much information. We've only got information or data, price data is what I'm talking about, since February. What's that? February, March, April, May. It's like less than 3 months because we're still in the beginning of May. But this is valuable information because what we can do here is an end of wave 5 price target. I covered this in the masterclass, by the way. This red line is a typical maximum end of wave 5. So now this gives us a cluster to say this is a highly probable end of wave 5 of a 3 price zone. So we should now anticipate, and the momentum is also supporting this thesis, this thinking, this analysis, that we may see sideways to down for a wave 4. Now most wave 4s are 38.2% to 50% of wave 3. Okay, Jigir, what does that mean in English? What does that mean in English is I'm just going to highlight the 38.2 and get rid of the rest. Get rid of the rest because the rest fall into the range of wave 1, right? So if it is a wave 4, we shouldn't see a price close below this line over here, which is the top of this wave 1. Right? That's really, really valuable information. If it does, we need to just reevaluate the price action. Also, there's a principle. This is a bit advanced, but I think you're ready for it. There's the principle of alternation. When wave 2 is literally down and complex, wave 4 would often be simple, as in it will be more sideways and a nice clean ABC, more often than not. It's a guideline rather than a rule, and it can occur very, very frequently as well. There's a few other things as well, but this is what we should anticipate. So then last but not least, with Qmall, we should anticipate one more leg to the upside, which will look something like this. If it does unfold like this, don't want to jump the gun with the end of wave 5 analysis in terms of price targets, but we just know if it exceeds this high, if it goes low and then exceeds this high, then we can do an analysis for an end of wave 5. And this is where we want to be hyper aware, because after a 5-wave sequence like this, what would more often than not occur is a larger degree correction bigger than any former correction. So correction bigger than the former correction, which will probably be something like this, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So Qmall looks like a strong project. First metaverse exchange or exchange in the metaverse, but it's still very young, like 20 million market cap is young. He's only done his IDO a few months ago. The market is not massively optimistic right now. I reckon the second half of 2022 is where we're going to really, really see Qmall take off. If it continues with its, because it was really trending on CoinGecko massively, but larger degree term, if it does unfold like this, this is a typical wave expansion or wave extension after a correction like this. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. What we really want to look at is the immediate focus is this. We should anticipate a wave 4 probably coming down to the range of around 82 cents, in that range. If it unfolds as a ABC zigzag, like a three-wave structure, we can look at that and review, and then we can re-update on this as well. So if you want to learn how, this is powerful stuff. Like, ideally, if you're in the IDO, you want to be risk-free, because this is like I think it's around a 15x up here, 15x thereabouts. Is that right? Yeah, I think it was 0.006. No, that was the other one. Shall we have a look? Let's have WeWay. No, I'm thinking of another crypto. Oh no, we can just check over here. We can just check. We can just do a rough guide, just see what the starting price was. It was around 10 cents. Yeah, it's around 14x up. 14x, because it went to $1.20, $1.40 thereabouts. It's around 14, 15x up. And right now it's over a 10x up. So you should be risk-free. I like to get risk-free. And then we got a longer vesting schedule if those that are in the IDO. And those that, if you weren't in the IDO, this wave 4 could be a good buying opportunity. However, I personally like to be really, really patient. Wait for a full 5-wave sequence to complete. Wait for a larger degree correction. Normally, it'll be in 3 waves. It'll be something like this more often than not. I'm just kind of speculating here, going way too forward into the future, but you'll see this relatively frequently. Something like this. There's typical ratios that we can look at there at a time. And then, because the next movement is probably going to be really, really impulsive, and it looks like it's forming these kind of textbook waves, this will be a good area to be patient for. And up here is a good area to also be making sure that you're taking profits before a big correction. But if you're a longer term holder, it's likely, not guaranteed, that game by now, that we're going to see something like this in the long term, over $3, probably over $5 in the near future, second half of 2022. So take my free 8-wave Fibonacci Masterclass. Get these skills. You want to sharpen your axe every single day, every single week, just one little snippet at a time, and we're really getting this information. And if you end up buying one of my courses, you can join my private Telegram group. You get an invite. We've got weekend workshops, so I can do some live analysis for you as well when we're looking at particular coins. So like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I appreciate you. Let's finish on a quote from my book. We'll go for chapter 1 today. I like chapter 1. Chapter 1, it's all about MJ, Michael Jordan. He says the following: I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan. See, I want to get too hung up on getting it right or getting it wrong. You'll see that when I do my analysis, I can be open and transparent with you, because it's probabilities and never certainties. So we're just looking at what is the highly probable edge. Sometimes it unfolds textbook, and other times it's not so. But we always just go with the edge, So I've taken some profits with Qmall at that wave 3 top. That's a nice wave structure. We'll probably see a 38% correction, not guaranteed, but likely. And then we'll probably get one more leg to the upside. Be hyper aware of that before a larger degree correction. Take the masterclass, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you very soon.